This episode is brought to you by the Smile Death Lifestyle brand, a small brand trying to live big dreams. With fresh new winter gear that just dropped on the website, check out www.smilexdeath.com for all sorts of swag, stickers, and car fashion accessories. We also just dropped the Smile Death Car Shop Kuroshi collaboration windbreaker. Again, that is www.smilexdeath.com. What the fuck is up, everybody? It's your boy, Damien. 2 times in the same week going live feels pretty wild. I'm kind of excited. But, yeah. We got 11 in the chat already, which is pretty sweet. This is our Assetto Corsa competition description / chopping block. We're going to chop out a couple teams that applied, but really we'll get into all that stuff in just a little bit. First and foremost, I need to introduce my co-host in the Assetto Corsa competition, the Challenge Series, the ever-famous, always good-looking, has the best breath you'd ever imagine. You just want to get close to him, Mr. Barry from Digital Adrenaline. What is up, guy?
What's up, buddy?
Hi. I just made stuff up about you. See. Yeah. Weren't we just backstage doing weird stuff? Anyway.
No.
Yeah, no. Let me get some music on because I just need music. I don't even know what I have going on.
And we'll is it your music?
I did actually make these beats. Yep. But they're just generic beats. You know what I mean? Just something soft in the background. So let's dive into what this little tiny episode is about. This episode is, of course, all about the Pile Up Podcast Challenge Series, sponsored and endorsed by Digital Adrenaline, Smile Death, One Word Glove Co., New School Vinyl, and Lego now. No, I'm just kidding. How sick would that be if Lego? I fucking wish. They're going to give away a full Lego set. Yeah, I wish. What is up, everybody in the chat? It's really cool to see everybody again. I like this. I see a lot of... the cool thing is there's a lot of new faces in the chat, which is really cool too. And also Callie. What is up, Callie? Damn, this is pretty sweet.
All right. Worldwide right now.
We are international, which I love. Yeah, let's dive into this shit. So what we're going to do today, we're going to go over 2 things. First and foremost, and the most important is, Reese, what's up? We're going to be going over the competition and how it's laid out, what we're going to be looking for. Also, to try to give people an understanding of it's not crazy serious, like it is, but it isn't. Like, we're doing this like old school D1 style, where hype and like craziness will get us more excited and get you more points. So it's always that risk reward. I like to say that a lot because a lot of these challenges can be fucking risky, but if you pull it off, it's fucking sick. All right, yeah, Reese, it's very serious. It is not. Oh, we got Jared Deanda. What is up? What's up, Jared Deanda?
Got everybody here.
Yeah, he's been joining us a lot lately, which is pretty cool. I think he's going to be retiring from FD and joining the Pile Up podcast. I could never deal with that. Oh series. My god. Yeah. He announces for he quits Formula D to do just our little stupid shit. Harry, no, that's not good. Don't know if you're going to have your pedals in time. If you have to drop out, that will actually work with the way we're doing the choices. So he send it. I fucking hate it. All right. Anyway, so let's dive into this. What we're going to show you is a video of all of the challenges, and these were pre-recorded and kind of how the event's going to go. So the way it's going to work is if your team makes the cut tonight, you're going to be scheduling with me probably 3 groups of 2. So you have a team, it's like a twin style, but those 3 will schedule with me a time. We're going to set up the time, record all of the runs. I'm just going to have you go through the runs. I'll be your host and going around and making sure that you're doing the right stuff. Then I'm going to take that footage, edit it with all the replay cameras, and then live we're going to watch it, and me and Barry and the chat, which is going to be really cool because they're going to have input too. If we're fucking up and it's like we're a point up or down, they're gonna make the deciding factors on some of this shit too. Yes. Yep. And I want people to yell at us. So because that makes it more fun. So and we're gonna try to get as many groups as we can in that edit. So, it's 20 teams total, 20 pairs total. And if I can do like 10 at a time, that'd be pretty sick. That would make like a pretty decent full episode, I feel, too. You know what I mean? Going through them. But it's nice because when you edit it down, we're not sitting here waiting for somebody to get to the line. We're not sitting here waiting for, somebody's in the background doing donuts. So it should be really, really simple, really, really easy. But also very, very consistent. And yeah, that's what I like. So yeah, let's go over this. And actually our Barry and Callie that's in the chat was our test subjects on some of these recordings, and it worked out really well. I did find a few things, but I'm going to make the changes already, and we'll talk about that. That was just like camera stuff for me. So, but very, very simple.
Really fun. Callie's too good.
You guys together were a really good team, but it's cool because, and here's something that's really fucking sweet. So, this is a challenge series. And once we start describing how things are going to go on, your nerves are going to probably go up. And Barry and Callie are really good drivers. But because they knew they were being recorded, even they were having a little bit of, the shakes. That's how it happens. So I can't wait to see in a competition aspect when I'm like, okay, cool, you get one chance to do this. Let's see what happens. So it's going to be really fun. But let me, I'm actually going to, not that there's a lot of audio in this because we're going to be talking over this, but let's start the clip show. So this is going to be how we are looking at everything and how it's going to be, viewed. All right. So first and foremost, it's the entry challenge. So this is challenge 1. What we're going to be looking for. Actually, let me tell you how it works too. 20 points. Each little challenge there's 5 challenges total. Each challenge is worth 20 points. So this is a solo entry contest, not a backy contest. Let me make that clear. This is not a backy contest. This is about smoothness, style, flair. Again, there is risk reward. So there's a wall that you can get towards. We have a fucking Nico drop that can really fuck you up, but it could be rad if you do slay it. And then the line that you're choosing after the entry is freestyle. So, but you can impress the judges depending on what you do. So I know, Barry, you were talking about, what did you want to see in this? Like smoothness.
I want to see like as dialed as possible. So obviously faint entry, and then getting the back of the car as flat to the wall as you can, but still there's a Nico drop after that. So if you can get the car into that and out of it and stay in drift with minimal wheel correction, then that's what I want to see. And then after that, just pretty much get to the finish as smooth as possible.
Yeah.
It's all about the entry on this one. Like just chuck it in and then just no big corrections. Drive as hard as possible and then like just nail it. Like that's what I want.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like the corrections. Yes, smoothness overall, like just entry. And each pair is going to get 2 runs per person on the team. So that splits it up into 5 points each. So that also means consistency is key. If you're trying to score maximum points, both your runs need to be pretty good. If you fuck up one and you do, like really bad, that's let's say a 0 or a 1, and you do really good on the other one, that's only like 6 points, where somebody else that has consistency might get 4 and 4. You see how math works. So, but yeah, let's watch this. And I took not the best examples either for this to be shown, because I want to show like a generalization. Like Barry and Callie had some runs that I was like, well, that would have been like top notch for me. But I don't want to show all of those. You know what I mean? Because we want to look at how it's going to be. So yep. Let's see how it's going to look then.
I want to see your own style to it.
Yeah, adding your own style will be sick. Yep. So like this is a very safe. Like look at that line though, but look at the consistency in the line. And then here we get a little saucy right on the line.
Right on the outside, yeah.
And then, of course, that's the end. So here's the second. Now, of course, there's going to be 4 runs total. I'm only going to be showing 2.
So,
Real far out, but if there's a gunshot. Sorry, I got shot in the back. If you've driven this course, you will know that outside area is fucking rough to not die.
and at least pull out that smooth.
Yep.
So,
So that's
that was good.
Yep. All right, so the twin challenge. Twin challenge is, of course, just like a twin drift. It is, again, 20 points. This time, there's not, of course, individual runs. It's pairs, and it's your partner, and it is going to be one person has to lead, and then the next time they need to follow. So there's only going to be 2 runs from the twin challenge, and you're going to be switching back and forth. With that, it's this is kind of simple because this track has the boxes. There's there's literally points that we can watch where you're putting your car, and that's going to consist of line, proximity, smoothness, style, and then of course always risk reward. There's parts of this track that are very sketch. If you huck it at I think the second turn, like the little wall, it's pretty sketchy. I mean, you could easily hit that and crash. But if you go into that like little section, like gangster as fuck, it's bonus. You know what I mean? It's good points. Is there anything that you wanted to see from this specifically, Barry, that you think of?
Just same kind of ordeal for the lead driver. Just be consistent, put it in the boxes, and without a whole lot of wavering to give the chase car a good lead, like nice wide line, but keep it fast around the corners. And as chase, just try and keep good proximity throughout and be like, I'd rather see you more parallel with the lead car than angled with the lead car and just like stuck to their door for the majority of the run.
Yeah, and I think like surging and stuff, it's like the standard stuff that you look for in drifting. You know what I mean?
Like timing the transitions, getting back in each pocket, because there's a couple transitions where you go back like left to right, right to left, and then just like being consistent with where you go in each transition.
Yeah, and I definitely when I designed this track, like there's the back and forth like seesaw section is if you're trying to stay with like your partner, it's hard, and like to be that close.
Predict what they're gonna do, or just practice. Like as long as you like communicate with the lead driver and understand the line that they're taking at the speed they're taking it, then you can nail it. But it's tough, like timing all of it together because you're at that point you're like adrenaline's so built up from the rest of the run. You're like, okay, I have one turn left, and then you blow it.
Right. Yep. And again, this is all, and I should have went over this too, but I mean, we said it earlier too. And this is your choice of cars, so you're working together in a lot of these. So you don't want to pair your team, your pair up with a dude that has a crazy fast car and then a super icy car. You know what I mean? Like a gripped car versus icy, because what you're going to run into is when you have to flip-flop, it's going to be a challenge. You know what I mean? So like make sure your pairings of the cars you're going to choose are very cohesive. I think that's going to be a big deal. All right, let's watch you guys make these runs here. Oh, I love that entry so much. Like right here, this is the part where you can shine. Like if you really get out there, like, I mean, now granted, your proximity, you guys were like sick on that,
And I could predict exactly like what he was going to do in that section. He was right there anytime that I did what I did. It didn't really matter who was leading or who was chasing.
Right.
But yeah, like right there in that pocket transition.
Yep. And I will say,
parallel. Yeah.
I'm gonna point out here really quick. Let me see if I can go back a little bit. Okay, I already fucked it up, but here. I want everybody to know this because this is very important. Dun, da, da, da. This right. Okay, let me see. I missed it. Oh God.
Where are we going? Where are we going? Okay.
I don't know. Here, hold on. One more little click. Boop. Okay,
There.
so that's as far as I'm going to get. If you see that guardrail, so that guardrail is fake. The wall behind it is real.
It's not fake. Yeah.
Yes, it will fuck you up. So the wall is a physical object and the guardrail is not. I did that because I like to simulate sometimes. Now, usually I don't leave that much of a gap. For this competition, I did because I think it's going to be fun. But usually what I do is if you see the poles, I will put those poles like right up against that wall. And that gives you like, 5 inches of travel in the back of the car. Yeah. So this, you have a decent amount of travel in there. So make sure when you're practicing and stuff, you guys go deep, like try it, ride the edge and figure that out. Because if in this section, you both whip it and are in the box and like skidding across that guardrail, that is massive. You know what I mean? Yeah. That is sick. And that's going to be hard. It's really fun.
Like,
yes.
I've done a lot of laps on this track. And
yeah.
Probably was only really stoked about 5 of them. So it's tough.
Yep. But when you get it, it feels very rewarding.
Satisfying.
It's very satisfying.
So satisfying.
Yep. So I want to make sure that everybody knows that. So I know we're going to be using this as it's an odd time and whatever, but I know we're going to be using this film to, like this podcast, of course, to reference to the, everybody. I'm going to be like, go back and watch that if you have any questions and whatever. But yeah, just pay attention to that kind of shit because that's very, very important. And yeah, let's keep watching. I already fucked that up. I don't remember where I was at. But that'll count towards that risk and reward, And you're asking about hitting the box late. Realistically, the boxes are kind of there for guidance. Everything else is kind of not like super freestyle, but I'm not looking for FD style where you're starting right in the box and ending right in the box. Because the way that this track is actually designed, I think some of them you have to dip out a little early or get into a little late if you're trying to add that style. I'm not going to ding you for missing the beginning of the box because you're throwing massive angle at the wall, but you got that deep in the box, you know what I mean, to go around there, like what we're talking. I'd be fucking stoked.
Yeah, I'd rather see someone go into throttle, on throttle into that zone a little late than grabbing handbrake to put the car in the zone at the start of it. Yep. Because when you do that, you're going to slow down too much for the chase car to come in, and you're not going to make that entire turn. You have to run this course to drift for the next turn.
Yes. Every
turn is for the next turn. So you're just building momentum for every section.
Right.
And I'd rather see being on throttle and acceleration that I'll take that into consideration more than being in the box.
Yes. Yep. And again, we're going for excitement here.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you're in the box, but it was super exciting how you got into it, doesn't matter how late, or early you're leaving. If it's sick, it's sick. So I don't know how old some of you guys and girls are, but when I used to watch drifting, there was calls in stuff where in today's standards of FD, it would have gotten thrown out. I'm talking 2 wheels off, diving in over literally just cutting through the grass to do some crazy shit, and that person didn't get disqualified. They actually would win, which was really wild. But it was so aggressive and it was so wild, Now, granted, we're not looking for shitty lines and stuff, but what I'm trying to explain is the excitement. Make it entertaining. Yes, that's what we're looking for. Yep. And there's no I'm not really going back for replays. We're going to watch it and score it quick. That's how it used to kind of be. It would be they watch the run and they're like, winner, you know what I mean? And then if you would really dissect it like we do in America, he wouldn't have won. But I don't care about that. You know what I mean? That's not what this is about. It's about having fun in a competition series and getting those quick calls, getting that like excitement, like where we would want the audience to be like, holy fuck, like how did they not crash? You know what I mean?
Right.
And then somebody else is like, well, he wasn't in the box, I'm going to contest it. Fuck that guy. That's not what we're looking for. This is going to be just fun and exciting. So
high energy.
High energy. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I'm really stoked, and I think it's going to work. That Jared Deanna is saying, I am that old because he says I've been around in drifting since the beginning, right?
The beginning.
Yeah. Get out of here, Jared Deanna, you fucking alcoholic fish. All right, so let's just move forward. This is a game of Porsche. If you don't know what a game of Porsche is, it's probably because you've heard it called a game of table. And if you have never heard it called a game of table, you've never been to Club Loose and several other places. But this was very confusing for a lot of people, and I thought it was hilarious because it's definitely very, I think, East Coast. I don't know if they do it anywhere else.
I've only seen it at Club Loose. At least been there. I know it's been done at OSW, but
yeah,
that was like years ago.
Right. Very good question in the chat. Burst passes. So personally, they're really cool, but that's more of an exhibition thing. So since this is a challenge, because burst passes take you in and out of lines, you know what I mean? So I would say no. I'm not really into seeing burst passes because it would take a full run and just make that like a spectacle where it's hard to judge versus the other ones. We want to be able to compare like, apples to apples. I want to see there is zones, so hit those zones. There is places only, and we're talking specifically for the twin section. You know what I mean? That twin drift section. How do you feel about that? Probably, no burst passes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather see door to door, like for the
whole
longevity of the run more than anything, like.
Yeah, very good question though. Thank you for bringing that stuff up because that is stuff that's gonna, you know what I mean? I didn't think of that.
If it happens by accident, I'm not going to be mad about it. Like
if you fuck up and save a run that way, yes.
If the lead car goes off in like three wheels and the chase car has they have one option to go there, and the lead car can tuck back in, then I'll reward it. But
sure, yeah.
You're not want to like make it a thing that everyone's trying to do burst passes.
Yep. Yeah, because it's funny because that's like becoming a thing. Like we held the actual twin drift, and I've seen several attempts at people trying to do the burst passes. You know what I mean? But like, they end up getting a little sloppy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's cool, but I don't think it's not like a technique that I wouldn't see as being a benefit. Like it's just like a show off thing. Like, yeah, I get it. It's cool. It's fun, but
not for what. Yeah. This track at least specifically.
Right. Yeah,
now,
it's more intense to just like focus and be in the right spot at the right time, every transition and every turn.
Now, the funny part that was brought up is I am going to start working on the Pilot Podcast Challenge Series number 2, the second track. There's going to be things that pop up where there might be a challenge of 5 burst passes. You know what I mean? Like this stuff's coming. So this is just the beginning. Like you guys don't even know.
If you've seen any of Damien's YouTube videos, you've only seen a glimpse of what goes on in there.
Yeah, I'm already like I already have like several tracks designed in my head. So it's gonna get crazy. But like specifically, when we put out these challenges, there's very like, this is what we're looking for. But like keep that stuff in mind because there's going to be some really cool future stuff and I can't wait. Me and Barry are going to be hopefully hanging out a lot in virtual world. Doing cool
been fun so far.
Right? Yeah, and it hasn't even really started. This is fucking wild.
And I love how you're like triple screen guy, I'm VR guy, like it's just like a cool different perspective.
Yep, we're hitting it all. It's really sweet. Back to Game of Porsche. Sorry, but that was a great question. Thank you. Bing bong in the chat. So fucking Game of Porsche. Let's get into that. So it is very, very simple. There is a Porsche. You can see the yellow Porsche. It's not a very, very good model, but it's there. And aside of that is like 3, like a box basically, and you'll see it when I play the video. And in that box, you need to make sure that your car is as parallel as that Porsche is on a brake, on a stop. there is a spot on the track that is designated for you to start drifting. Once you start drifting at that spot, you will continue to drift. You can't straighten until you get up to the Porsche, and then you're going to whip it sideways and try to get in that box. The goal is to get as close to the Porsche as you can without hitting it. If you hit it, it's an automatic 0. So make sure you hit boxes and practice with your car. You know what I mean? If you get into that box at all, that's at least a 1. Okay, and this is again 20 points. It's a 20-point challenge, and I believe it's 2 runs again solo, 2 solo runs per pair, each counting for 5 points. So you want to be again consistent because you want to get those numbers up for these challenges. If you get parallel, and let's say here's the Porsche, here's the your car, this is what you want as close as possible. This still counts. Okay, this still counts. But what you don't want is, of course, T-boning, going headfirst into it and not landing in the box at all. And it's very, very self-explanatory now that you know what we're looking for. And let's watch this video, and we'll literally just be able to explain it visually. There's no audio for this because I forgot to put it in. So I'll make the noises. It's all limited, right? So right there at the red is where you have to at least be drifting by. And then right here, you're going to pull some stunts, and boom. So this run, you can see how many, there's 3 like boxes. So like 3 lines of, of the one big solid box. So this already being like 2 in is a pretty decent, and parallel is a pretty good stop, and we'll show the next one to give you an idea of the differences. And this is very hard. Like, it's fun, but it's a challenge.
Like bronze, silver, gold of closeness.
Yep. And you get, you have 2 chances to at least get maximum of 5 points, Here comes Mr. Callie. He's a ripper. Look at him ripping. I like that you both had purple underglow on.
I had to turn that on.
So you can see he is closer, but he's on a not as parallel. So in my eyes, the first run that we watched and this run are like kind of close. Yeah. Yep. I'd rather see him that close as the rear, but more parallel. That would have been like a really fucking, because it's a challenge. I agree. But if anybody has any questions about that, and you can ask, we're going to have a little question spot at the very end too that we want to go over. But yeah, this is very simple. Now we're going to the heavy hitter challenge. And this is what I cannot wait to watch everybody do. Like, I am super excited.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. It's way more challenging than it just looks like. That
Oh, yeah.
doesn't even show
Nope.
half of how hard it is.
So this is our proximity challenge. Again, 20 points. And the way this is going to work is it's a twin setup again. You're driving together and you have to switch again. You lead, and then the next run, you follow. So proximity for the whole thing. There is a starting line. Literally where I stopped it, you can see the car. Callie's car is right at the start. Here, hold on real sec. I think I got some echo coming from Barry here.
What did I do?
Hello? I tried to reduce it. I can just hear. Do you have audio playing through it, like speakers maybe?
Oh, yeah.
That's why. All right. I don't hear myself that much. There we go. Can you still hear me?
Should be better. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck right. Okay. So, proximity challenge. The goal of this is to survive, essentially. You need to make it all the way down. And it's of course, let me see here. Proximity, drifting the whole time from the start, which is right about where they're at. You're going to see a red dotted line at the very end. That's where you're going to stop, of course. You don't have to, just keep going until you smash into the wall. And this is why you're going to have return to pits mapped. And that is part of the stipulation for doing this challenge. You have to have it mapped because you're going to need to go back there because we're not going to wait for you to come all the way back up. You know what I mean? We want to be able to send the groups fairly fast. This is one where bonus for risks, but I almost would rather see a pair going down side by side in very good proximity in the middle of the track versus riding the outside wall. Because if you crash and spin, it's an automatic 0. So you only have 2 chances to get 20 points, 10 points each time. So you have to pay attention and strategize how you're doing some of this stuff. So spin outs are a 0, but if the first car hits the wall and doesn't really fuck up the chase car that much, me and Barry were saying, we're going to like give some leniency. You know what I mean? If it's a bad crash, which is what mainly only happens here, then it's pretty much
it's tough, man. Like as long as you don't intrude on the chase car, like if you cause you both to crash because you hit the wall, then I mean it's pretty much a 0. But if you like can hit the wall and then fix yourself and get back in it, or even the chase car like bumps you the right way at the right time to get you going again, and you both keep going again, then I'm not going to give you a 0 for that. Like just keep it going. If you can make it to the bottom while you're still drifting, that's all. That's so be it.
Yep. And even so, like it's really hard. So I mean, you're going to have time to practice, but even like a little bit of like shallowing, as long as you are still sideways, I don't want to see any straightening, of course, but even if like one's really shallow or trying to catch up, so you have to be shallow till you get there, we're not going to ding that as much. If the proximity stays, I think that's going to be the most important. And of course, staying sideways. But you can do these. We've had a couple runs. We've had a big train, to be honest, going up and down that worked really fucking good. And yes, James Carper is the boss battle. Everybody has to use his car in the new Cali pack. Cali Designs pack. Yep. Shout out Cali for doing that. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later too. But imagine that. Imagine you had to battle James in a James car. But no, yeah. So there's going to be times where you're straightening, especially the initiation is a little bit of it's not a full turn already. So you're kind of not you're not at angle for a little bit until you get into the pocket. And we'll actually, it happens while you guys are recording this a little bit. And now, this is the view that I'm planning on. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I can't wait to make the future ones. You guys have no clue, but this is the one where I'm not 100% sure if I want to watch 2 versions of this, and I have this in the video because a secondary cam is really fun to watch, and I might edit it. Well, I don't know, because it's a lot of timing. Me having to time stuff up, and I don't want to sit there and do that. But either way,
like the only other thing I could think for this one that would help would be having like either a Kirby cam or a drone cam on the chase car as a second option.
That's what I have. Yeah, I put it in this video. But the only problem is like trying to sync them. Like we could watch 2 though, back to back. You know what I mean? Right. So let's watch this, and because it's riveting. Because you don't get a sense of what's going on, like right there.
How intense it is, yeah. Like, this is crazy difficult, but especially to like get to this, like right there. Yeah.
Right. Hold it, Cody.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's easy to watch the proximity from this view, which I really like. You know. And like you guys started like pretty wide, but you're really starting to tighten it up, which is really, really nice. And then the ending you'll see is pretty much right.
I think this is like our first attempt.
It is. It's your first run. Right there. That's the end. And here's the other one that I was thinking. You could do like an in-car to really see the
like
extremes.
The adjustments of the car.
Yep. It just gives like a little bit of a better idea of the corrections and stuff like that.
I'd say maybe the camera use I have some good neck effect settings and use it with the wheel so we can see their corrections.
That's a good idea.
Doing as a driver.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing for me. It's like balancing the angle, like the lead car, like you can't, there's no time like that you can set to angle. Like you're constantly doing something with your
Yes.
feet, with your hands,
Dude, like I was doing
like
this the whole
hovering
time.
everywhere. Like you're just like, what's going to happen next? The entire way
Yep.
down, and like it's just trying. Like if you can get that dialed where you're just the same all the way down, then I'd
Yeah.
love to see it.
Yep. No, yeah,
But
same.
I couldn't get it.
No, it's rough. It's rough. I mean, the cool thing is now that we're putting this out there, everybody's going to understand what we're looking for, and they can start practicing. Because we always just end up jamming on the track side of it. We don't like we're not practicing. You know what I mean? Like imagine if you were going on here and doing it over and over again, you're going to get that in. But we also are going to start this challenge series like ASAP. So I'm going to start pulling once we eliminate, and I keep saying eliminate. We're not eliminating really, but once we go through and we have all of our selected applicants, I'm going to start in the next week pulling them and scheduling those, those recordings. So the track is already live. That is in the Car Shop Kuroshi Instagram. It's also on the Digital Adrenaline Discord. You can find it there to download. I think we have, yeah, it's in your Discord. We have the new Car Shop Kuroshi cars and Front Street cars, and Martino's car from Cali Designs is also on the Digital Adrenaline stuff, and also the Kuroshi things. Make sure you check it out. They're pretty
Still on
fun.
my server right now too.
Yep. So that's just a little shameless plug because Callie's in here and he's a fucking cutie and I love him. And Cody, I think I saw Cody in here too, which is sick. But yeah, anyway, yeah, we're still gonna figure that view out, and once I get the first recorded pairs, that's gonna be the definition. You know, like whatever I do has to stay in that same style for everything. Yep. So it's not gonna be unfair. There's not gonna be anything weird like that. Yep, Callie also has a new Discord, so you can go check out his Discord. Oh yeah, and Wug is in here. What is up? I love this. I'm super stoked and very, 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 very happy. Today was actually a pretty cool moment. Speaking of like Assetto Corsa stuff, because Barry, you put out that video, and then we were talking, and I forget what you said, but you brought up something about how crazy it must be to see all this stuff.
Like, yeah, it's just cool, like
Yep.
having all the homies' cars like on my server. Like in VR, I'm driving. I'm like, yo, Rich, like,
Yep.
I know it's not them, but
Yeah.
it's just like in my
Well,
head,
it could
it's
be.
so fun. Yeah, and like
Yep.
I was driving with Martino and Chad, and like it is them sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's so fun.
Yeah. And yes, Jared Deanda, the track is going to be on the server. Unless I take the server down, it's going to be on the Pile Up podcast server, as well as I'm sure intermediately, Barry puts it up, then he'll put it down, stuff like that. But we're going to have it on there for everybody to practice. But also, if you're doing some pairs stuff, you're going to want to privately probably practice to actually get that, the straight practice. But realistically, we are going to have it up on the server unless I take it down to do some private, streaming or stuff like that. So yeah, it'll be like for the most part, I'm going to put it on tonight and it'll stay on for as much as it can until I take it down to do little stuff, and then I'll put it right back on. So good question, Jared. You should probably get more tattoos and announce some stuff. All right, so let's finish out here. This is the challenge number 5. Again, another 20-point challenge, and this is fun. So originally we were going to do just kind of like wherever, do a big backy, big entry, but I'm drunk right now. But what we ended up changing is we've honed a spot that I have cameras that work, that makes it easy, so I don't have to add another camera. But it's a very fucking challenging spot. Like, it's not a good backy spot. And because it's not a good backy spot, I think it's even more fun. Because this challenge is freeform again. It is, your team is working together. You're each going to get 2 runs. So, of course, it's 20-point challenge, meaning you each get 5 points. Yep, 5 each run to get to that full 20. And this is a freestyle. So, there's no place that I'm going to tell you need to enter by. And if you look at the track, you're going to find if you're driving the track, there is like green, like pylons. Those are like indications of at least be drifting by then. You know what I mean? But for this one, it's like you can throw it on the inside and J-hook on the outside, or you can throw it on the outside and ride the outside and then shoot inside. I don't fucking care. I want to see excitement. This is like get nuts, like get nuts. So
Wide, there's like if you go too far, there's a Nico drop, but
yep.
I mean, not
There's a
really
Nico
too
drop
far if you
on
make
the
it.
initiation, which is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a box. This is the end of the twin track, so there is a box, and if you can get it set up that you fucking throw a crazy entry, and this is where like wildness is like the first entry contest is smoothness. It's like MSC challenge. They're looking for a specific set of skills. No, specific set of things. This is where like we want to see insanity. Like I want to see you backwards for 500 feet. You know what I mean? Which again, it's really hard, but the best extreme possibility. And in the box, like, or on the edge, like those are all like, it's up to you. It's freeform. So if you do something sick where you hit that box, especially if you go and do it again and you hit that box again, like that's big points. And smoothness, of course, if it's jagged and shit, that's not a good backy, like, and I'd rather see, me personally, I'd rather see you fully 90 with a little bit of backwards than fully backwards J hooking it. J like hooks to me aren't really like backies. That's like an error correction.
Yeah, I'd rather you see you keep momentum with
Yep.
the like as much as possible,
Yeah.
and with the least amount of wheel corrections.
Yep.
Just putting the car where it needs to be to get it in the box and around the turn with
Yep.
as little like disruption as possible.
Yeah, for sure. And again, it's freestyle. So risk reward, if you go fucking nuts,
Make it cool.
make it cool.
Go crazy.
Yep. I technically, when thinking of this challenge series, the 20 points, and of course you have 5 challenges, I was kind of using this section as telling everybody to go nuts and have fun, as it's like almost the bonus section. You know what I mean? Like the main points I feel are like 80 points. You know what I mean? This is going to be where it's worth really trying to do something fucking cool. I feel most people are going to fall around the 70s, 60s, to be honest, in the points anyway, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the first group, but as you get up there, there's going to definitely be, a time where the risk versus reward could pay off, especially if you're doing really good. You know what I mean? So strategize with your partner there. Mandy, can we have a who can flip their car? Yeah, you probably would win. Yeah, let's watch how this plays out. So, and then you'll see how hard this is in this spot. Everything's marked on the track map already. If you drive around, it says Backy Challenge. It says, Challenge 1. You have to look up and read. So if you're in whatever view, you might have to switch the view to see it, depending on your view. But they are all listed. The center track is just a fucking, I had room, so I put a really shitty go-kart track that's really hard to drift in there. Otherwise, it would just be an open area. So have fun in there, but there is no challenges in there. So let's watch this here.
Seems to think there's a challenge in there.
Yep, that's why I did it too, just to like fuck with people. So you're going backwards on that twin section. And then you're already like not being judged after that. You come out of it, finish the run as if like you're gonna hit the next like cones. Like that was extreme, and that was risk, and you did not in the box, but it was like it was a big whip. So yeah, this is gonna be really hard to judge. This is where we're gonna really need a lot of help, especially from the audience. So yeah. Let's dive into that. So it's a course out of 100 points, 20 points each challenge. When we judge, we want to make sure that we have a full audience when we go live. So we want to make sure that you get your friends and the other people get their friends, and everybody's in here to help us, all the drivers. We want to make sure that it's in a fun experience, and that when we do the second part of this, more people are excited. And honestly, depending on, this is like the first one, so we're going to test this. If this goes really smooth and it doesn't take like massive amounts of time to edit this shit, which I don't think it's really going to, because
it shouldn't.
No, with the camera angles, it makes it so much easy.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, that already helped so much.
Yep. Yep. So, but we want to have it fun, and honestly, so we're only doing 20 this time. The next time might be 40. Like if I see that it's that smooth, we could keep going. And the overall winner of this, the team is going to get put into a different bracket. We don't know what we're going to do with that yet, but we're going to have them, they're crowned. So this is winner of the first challenge series. We're not going to really do like a full points series. You know what I mean? That's a lot. It's just this is maybe we will. You know what? Honestly, we could. We honestly, but the problem is
King of the hill type deal.
Yeah, the only problem is we pick at random. You know what I mean? So they might not make the second part of that series. It's almost like it's a leaderboard for round one, but then we have to figure that out. So again, this is all just this is like a big test for us. This is brand new to Pilot Podcast. This is your first competition series too, right, Barry?
Yeah.
Yep. So we're going to learn a lot from doing this too, which I'm really excited about. So
maybe we could do a winner takes all bracket at the end.
Yeah.
Each one, we put a winner into each thing, and then they just have to battle it out.
That could be fun.
All the winners battle.
Yep.
That's an idea.
See, that's what I was thinking too. Or maybe even take the top 5 out of each, and then keep going up. But yeah, we're gonna work that out once this.
You can always do all sorts of different stuff.
Yep. I like keeping it fucking fresh too. You know what I mean? Like something weird, something different. But yeah, this is gonna be just a blast. I think if you go in having fun, not being overly serious, you're gonna definitely enjoy yourself better. It's a video game. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's a video game. So have fun with it. Make sure it's not super stressful. And we need to get to the point where we take some people out. So we got a bunch of applications. I think it was like 31 pairs, and a lot of people that missed it. So as soon as I closed it, I probably got 10 DMs of people being like, hey, the link's not working anymore. You fucking missed it. Okay. So, but I'm really excited about that because for our very first Pilot Podcast, which we don't even have that big of a following and not a lot of people know about this yet. So that's pretty good. You know what I mean? That's exciting.
There's been a lot of interest. Anytime that I put it on my server or my story or anything like that, everyone's all about it. So it's been cool to see.
Yeah, and we're only going to grow. I actually got, and I'm not going to mention any names because it's going to be a cool surprise, but I got 2 companies that reached out to me and they're like, hey, how do I get my name on those billboards? How do I sponsor? How do I give some prizes? And I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, this is what we want because we want to make it neat that when, people play this and then all of a sudden they're getting this products and yep. And there's product recognition and then, and they win something physical. So I'm going to put together a really cool packet for the winners for this. And I know we got, everybody else is going to chip in and just get some stuff in. But as it grows, who knows? Like, I'd love to get to the point where we're giving away a fucking sim rig or something crazy. And you never know. Like, never know. So we appreciate you. First and foremost, applying and getting excited about this. So it's a fun thing. So now comes the part that I don't want to do and I feel bad, but we have to do it. So we have too many applicants. We're trying to stick around 20. What I'm going to end up doing is we're eliminating 10 today. We're not going to pick the 20 that are going to be in it. I'm going to pick the ones that are going into what I'm calling the backup list. So even in the chat early on, Harry from Japan said his pedals are fucked. He might not be able to make it in time. So if that's the case, we're going to have a backup list where I can pull another pair from and they will be able to jump in. So it doesn't mean you're fully eliminated. What it means is you're not going to be up until something possibly happens. Batter up if something was to happen. So the way we're going to do this is all by chance. I don't like going through applications and being like, I know this person, they're definitely in, or blah, blah, blah. Like, we're not like that. As I said in the very beginning, because this is based around the podcast, anybody that was a guest is already considered, they get a free ride. They get to go in. And this is only time that we're doing this is right now. After this, it's going to be free for all. You have to get picked.
Applicants only.
Yep. Applicants and yep. So the 3 teams that are automatically able to be in is Blinker Squad, Marvin Hemir, whatever that means, and the Gay Boys. So I fucking hate you guys too. So Carl from Faction. Carl was on our podcast with Frankie. Frankie doesn't play, but Carl got the opportunity to grab a partner and to join us. So Carl is automatically able to drive with us. And Juan from Auto Real Dream, and I guess you would know him just as Relax Amigo on Instagram. He was our very first actual podcast guest, which is really cool. He also is, since he was a guest, he gets to be able to pick a partner, and he's in there as well. So the Gay Boys are our very own, we're going to call it the house team. That is Rich and Chad. So, of course, it's Rich and Chad. Yep, there they are. Look at them in all their glory. And they're going to fail epically. I know it for a fact. So, yeah, so anybody that, if you did not apply, of course, your name's not on this list if you didn't get in. But if you did apply and went through the application process, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Because it shows a lot of initiative just to even fill out the questionnaire. You know what I mean? Like, that means that you're gonna when you're ready to play, you're actually going to show up and play, and I don't have to like fight to get your attention. You actually care. So right now we're gonna spin this wheel and we're gonna eliminate 10 groups from this. If you are not eliminated, that means you're in the main show. And I'm going to be sending out Instagram messages to all the teams that are in the main show to make sure that they know that. Hopefully everybody's, watching. I might be biased, but I think I should have a spot. Jared Deanna, you don't play Sim. What? You just get tattoos, drink a lot, and yell. So go somewhere else with that.
Go review a winery.
Yeah. All right, so is everybody ready? Let's see what happens here. I hate this. I wish and eventually, if this goes really smooth,
that just all of them can go.
But, yep, I can't wait. Yeah. But for right now, just the test, it just makes sense. So our first team to be eliminated. Oh, I already fucked up. Here we go. Listen to that music. It's like Fast and the Furious 1, right?
Hot garbage.
Hot garbage. I'm sorry, but boop, you are removed. And I'm just going to make sure, even though I can go back and watch this, I'm just going to write it down. So, hot garbage.
Do you want me to type it in the...
No, it actually saves it on the thing, too, just in case my computers or anything just goes down. Who knows? Okay. So, hot garbage, you are sadly hot garbage right now. You know what I'm saying? So, you are in that backup pool. So, again, you still might get pulled to have to compete. Next one. Oh, Daydream Drift Team. Daydream Drift. Sorry to say it, but you are in that backup pool.
Backup.
All right. Listen to the music. Oh, look at this. So, ironically, Harry, it doesn't. This is probably good. Pedal. This is probably good for you. Take your time because you've been fucking eliminated.
Temporarily.
Yep, temporarily. All right. Look, well, that works. How ironic is that? That's really funny.
Life.
Yep. All right. We got a couple more. Optics. Yo, I actually really like that name, too.
That's a good one.
That's pretty sick. You have been put on the back burner. Squiggly Noodle. No parts. No overnight parts for you. I like that. All right.
Oof.
Our fifth coming up. All right.
Team Juke.
Team Juke.
Got juked.
Yep. You got juked. All right. So now we got 5 more to go. And again, remember, you're not full. It's not it's like It's you're put in that pool. So if others can't make it, or if I try to schedule a pair and they get kind of a pain in the butt to schedule, I'm just going to be like, I understand, and the cool part is we are scheduling this, so I can definitely do it around a lot of people's schedules. But realistically, if somebody schedules and then they flake, that's an automatic like done. You know what I mean? We're gonna jump to the pool because my time is also precious. You know what I'm saying? But we'll make it work. Exclamation! Straight to jail. Exclamation, you are on that waiting list.
I actually like that name too.
I do too, especially because there's an exclamation point
at
the end.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just seals it.
Yep. All right, let's see what happens here.
Ooh, I know the Hayes boys were
Team Poverty.
clenching on that one.
Yeah. With the Hazen Sons? Yeah.
Yeah, just did a slow roll right over.
Yep. That's funny. All right, we're going to remove that.
What do we got? 3 more?
Yep, 3 more. Oh, oh man.
Dude,
look at Reese. Reese is in here. He goes,
again.
Stress that one. Yeah, then again. Preserve.
Gray hairs from this.
Preserve, you are out into the. I keep wanting to say out, but it's not. You're not out. Not out. Possibly not out.
Hold.
Yeah.
All right.
2 more.
It's gonna be.
I
don't know who that is, but I like their name too.
Yep. No, the names are great. Yo, I'm starving. Empanada Empire. On that backup list. And let me just triple check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got the last one.
One more.
Last one here. Let's see. I like the chat's dropping, meaning those are probably people that were.
That got eliminated.
Yep.
Or on hold.
On hold. Oh, the smooth brains. Oh, no. Well.
That's a top contender there, too.
Yep, they're good drivers. But that's how this works.
Yep.
Oh, well, if you can read it and you're on this list, there is your contenders. We're missing, of course, the 3. The 3 are... Where are they at? Also here. So that is going to be your list. That is who is going to be competing. If you're on there, you're going to be hearing from me pretty soon. Make sure you pay attention to your Instagram. So I'm going to try to start scheduling at least 3 pair probably next week, to be honest. I've been setting up my stuff for a while now. And here, I'll put this back up if you're taking a picture.
Got it.
I've been setting up my stuff for a while to be able to make sure that I can record this properly, and we should have no issues. There could be technical difficulties. In that case, it's going to suck.
Too.
Yeah, I mean, that's what sucks about this stuff is computer things. You never know. Internet stuff, all of it. Like, it could get weird. But while we're doing stuff, if something detrimental, of course, happens, we can redo it. It's not real life. Your cars aren't actually blown up. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to do that, but if something really serious does happen, we can do that. So at this time...
It does look like you win, but you didn't win yet.
Yeah, exactly. At this time... Oh, we got a bunch of stuff in here. So, yeah. We got any... Did we win, Albert? Come on. You're in, but Donkey Style is yep, you guys are in it. Donkey Style. So you're going to be in the ringer here. So any questions from the chat on the way that we're doing this, or just anything in general, if you want to question why my face looks the way it does, I can tell you that. Javi, watch it. You're getting a little offensive. No, I'm just kidding. So, yep.
No questions?
No questions? Questions? No questions?
Not a
Wait,
one?
wait. I have a really good thing for that.
You have a question? No? You do? You don't. You do? You don't. Yes! I should buy a boat! That's what you think?
It's my favorite movie. One of them. Corky Romano's the best. Ooh, here's a good question. How do I get a noodle banner? I don't know, but that's a good question.
They talking like a Noodle Master banner?
I don't know.
Sticker, or like that's a confusing question.
I like it though because it
but
is
I
confusing.
feel like I could do it.
Yeah, you could do it. You could definitely do it. Here's
Are we talking my server?
So I'm going to be, as soon as I'm done here, I'm turning my computer on and I'm going to change the server back to the pile up thing. The problem is a lot of people are using a bunch of different cars. So I'm going to try to put a mix of cars, I guess, on it, probably between BDC and Gravy. And what else do you think I should put on there, Barry?
I could make one too. So like you could put 2 car packs together on yours, and I could put 2 car packs together on mine.
Okay. Well,
and then
because
we have an overflow.
Yeah. Since I only downloaded on the new setup, I only have Gravy and BDC, and N Style. I think that's all I have. I can put those up. So I don't know what BDC I have. I think I have the newest ones. I'm not sure. But and yes, there is prizes. So the winners are going to get prize packs from Smile Death. We're going to get you some gloves from One Word Glove Company. We got a bunch of sticker packs, Car Shop Kuroshi swag, and all sorts of stuff. And yes,
merch from Digital Adrenaline.
Digital Adrenaline merch. Harry, yeah, you do have to sponsor the podcast. No, you already kicked ass. Yep. We're going to have a whole bunch of shit. New School Vinyl is going to be providing some cool slaps. I think I already have some cool stuff from them. We have a whole bunch of shit. I'm honestly just going to put together for the winning team of this challenge series like a really cool prize pack for both. You know what I mean? Both contenders. And it's only going to grow. That's the best part. So since this is like our very first one, we're at this starting point. And then as it progresses, I would like to see specific, and I might actually still make like exclusive one-off like stickers, you know what I mean, like things that like you won this series. Shirts, yeah. Harry saying don't, that's awesome. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff we want to do. We really love to see the community, and honestly the Pile Up Podcast family has been growing, and it's really fucking cool because everybody from our media family to our companies that hang out with us, which we have a shit ton of companies. The brand new Limiter Glove Company. Did I say that? But anyway, yeah, we got all sorts of shit. So we love to do it because like we just keep putting it in. Like even our media, like we have Tucker Maxim just came out with like some sick stickers, and they send it to us to give away to others, which is really, really cool. So besides the standard like pile up swag, like you're going to of course get like pile up swag. We're going to get as much as we can out there and keep it growing, keep piling it up. So this challenge series is the tester for everything. It's still going to have some cool prizes. As we continue, we're really hoping that we can get some really cool stuff for everybody because why not? You know what I mean? It's like,
you never know where it could go.
Yeah, exactly. And it could get really big and we could have a full staff behind the production of the Assetto comps. You know what I mean? You never know, honestly. But no, we appreciate absolutely everybody that applied. We appreciate everybody that's in here. I know there's people in here that aren't even into the Assetto comp. You know what I mean? They're just watching and hanging out with us, and that's fucking awesome too.
That's
because
awesome.
That's support. You know what I mean? And we appreciate that. This will start pretty soon. So if your name is on that list, expect to hear from me probably next week. I'm gonna try to grab 3 pairs for next week, and then we're gonna start scheduling some shit. So. Any other questions pertaining? I went to the gym high yesterday, and it was. Oh, I will talk about that later. So I feel a little high right now. The what was I gonna say? Damn it! I should buy a boat. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't even care anymore. I don't even be here anymore. No, I'm just kidding.
Trying to figure out if anyone had any last questions.
Oh yeah, last questions. Anybody got questions? Come on, spit them at me.
So.
Spit them at me.
Chicken
Show those.
nugget slaps.
They're not downstairs, but yeah, we have those. That'll be normal podcast stuff. I got you. Tiger Style donated some really cool slaps too. If he wants 2 of those to go in it, I can take out the. I could take that out too. I might actually end up throwing a couple $100 in, but this is our Kuroshi Cash, so don't get too excited. I might do the Kuroshi Cash stuff too, so somebody might already start off with a decent amount of Kuroshi Cash to be able to buy like other merch and swag. You know what I mean? We'll see. But yeah, other than that, like it's you pick the car pack and you make sure you can get on with us, and that's it. Yep. Yeah, Callie, with the requirements. Yeah, there's no other requirements. That's it. You just have to provide me, if you're using a custom car, a custom built car, if it's very private, then of course you might not want to. I mean, I don't give shit out. I have stuff from so many Assetto Corsa designers that were never supposed to reach, the public and stuff, and they've never reached the public through me. So you can trust me, but I know how that is because I deal with plenty of car modders, plenty of track builders, and we understand that because it is very serious. You put a lot of time and effort in that shit. So if you have a custom built car and you really want to use it, you're going to have to give it to me because I'm going to, and everybody else that's in there too. You have to think about that. So I would probably drive something that's more public. You know what I mean? It just makes sense because unless you don't care, you have to
want it out there. Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
You're not going to really have an advantage using any car other than just what you're comfortable with, just because that's what every challenge is about here. It's not like you having a faster, more gripped up car that may not help because that's not really what we want to see. If you have one, cool, but it's going to be harder on you to make it look smooth and dialed like we want. But hey, it's up to you.
Yep, for sure. And Callie, Discord requirements, yeah, they should all know that in the application process it said that they do have to have the Discord and everything, and you're going to have to speak. Well, you're going to be getting like a little packet from me if you are in that section, and it's going to go over absolutely everything to make sure that you can join and play with us. Callie, you're so cute. I love you. He's good at this. He's
got the good questions.
He's got the good questions. I like it. Thank you, Callie, for paying attention and
always thinking ahead.
Always thinking ahead. That's why we like you. That's sick.
Because he's like 6 hours ahead of us already.
Yeah, he's in the future. You know what I mean?
Right.
He is basically our future. I fucking love it. Yeah, with that, I mean, that's pretty much it. If there's any other questions, of course, feel free to reach out to the Pilot Podcast Instagram. Make sure you get on to Callie, we love you too.
We love you too.
Jump on a Digital Adrenaline's Discord for the tracks and some cars and some more information too, I'm sure. And you got the new Callie Designs Discord. So go support. We support modders, we support media, so any of that stuff, make sure that you're on there. And the Car Shop Kuroshi Discord is there, but it's just kind of chilling. We're going to be doing everything off of the Digital Adrenaline Discord. Like the chat for the competition will be done in that. So make sure you go and join the Digital Adrenaline Discord and support him with all the stuff that he's doing, because Barry, you're amazing at this stuff. So
thank you.
Yep.
There's already an information channel. Like if you have any questions that you think about later or anything like that, there's a text channel that you can type that stuff into at any time in the Discord.
Yep.
And as soon as we see it, we'll get back to you and let you know. And then everyone else can see as well. Like, don't have to have everyone asking the same questions over and over.
Yeah. Yep. And, Squiggly Noodle, can I just come hang out and BS? So, during the taping and the recording, no. But Barry's Discord is open all the time to do whatever. So, tons of voice chats in there, and he's got his servers.
I have like 2,500 members in there already. So, even if you're bored and I'm not on, I'm sure there's other people on hanging around that you can find. And
Yep.
just
Yep.
jump on the server. And a lot of times, if I just jump on the voice chat, there'll be 5, 10 people that'll jump in just to say what's up. So.
Yep. Here's a good question from Albert. Will I get to speak freely during driving? So your voice stuff is actually not going to get recorded anyway, so you can do whatever the fuck you want. You know, like I might record it separately just for my own personal amusement, but the what we're going to be watching and listening to is the sounds of the cars and just that. You know what I mean? And we're judging it live then. So make sure that you're in the chat talking shit on everybody else or doing whatever you have to. But yeah, it's
So you can
speak freely. This is America.
As freely as you want.
Oh, I fucking love it. All right, with that, we've been here enough. If there's no other actual questions, or you're gonna watch this at a later date and you have a question, hit us up on the Pile Up Podcast Instagram. I will be there to answer anything going forward. And besides that, we look forward to starting this new journey with you. Barry, thank you so much for, jumping on with me to do this, but also for taking this leap into something that's, I think, is going to be really, really fun.
It's already fun. I love it. So
Yep.
I'm very excited to see how it all works out with the challenge itself. I think everyone's going to have way too much fun with it.
Yep. Or get really pissed off.
Or both.
Yep. Or get really pissed off. But if you're pissed off, then you already lost. You know what I mean? If you're not laughing, you're already lost. So have fun. That's how life should be in general. All right. Well, Barry, I'll see you backstage. Everybody else, let me look just to see if there's any last things. Barry and Damien versus the world. I like that.
Love you guys.
Love everybody. Yep. You guys are awesome. Jared Deanda, pour one out for me.
He's already blacked out.
He's already blackout drunk.
Right
yeah. I fucking love it. Everybody else, keep it 100, like he just said. All right. We'll see you later. Have a great night, everybody. And I can't wait to drift with you.